Good morning. Wonderful, wonderful. It truly is good to see all of you here this day. I am the Rev Saba Mchunguzi, and I know that someone will receive a blessing this day. Indeed, each of us in here will and can receive a blessing this day. I'll tell you, one of the things I like about unity is that we teach a liberating theology. A liberating theology. And by that, I mean we are liberated and freed from the old ways of thinking and the old ways of doing things. We are liberated and freed from the old ideas, and we're learning about some of the old and the new ideas in our series. The series is entitled A New Way of Thinking, and we are using this book, as many of you have it. The book is Alternatives by William Fisher, and we are learning to free ourselves from the misconception that God is a being high up in the sky, in heaven, if you will, and that we have to pray to God, and that there's a separation between us and God, that God's up there and we're down here, and it's a matter of being free from the idea that we are sinners, that we were born in sin and raised in iniquity. Unfortunately, much of the Christian teachings has portrayed man as being a sinner and needing to be redeemed and needing an intercessor, and that we are not worthy of living a good life, that we are not worthy of having our dreams and aspirations fulfilled. And they talk about the fall of Adam, and because Adam sinned and all of us are sinners. That's a misconception. It's just not true. You are not a sinner. If anybody says that to you, well, you know, we're all sinners. Say, I tell them, not me. I don't know about you, but I'm not a sinner because I was created in the image and likeness of God. So when we talk about a liberating theology, a liberating consciousness, a liberating teaching, if you will, that we are learning the truth about ourselves. We are learning, and Jesus taught us, and this is an important lesson, that Jesus taught us that the Spirit of God is within us, that there's a divine element within us. Jesus taught us about the Christ within ourselves, the Christ within us, which is our true self, and our goal, our task, our role, if you will, is to become aware of our true selves, and then to liberate our mind from all of the falsehoods, all of the limiting ideas, so that our true selves can express every day, in every way, in everything that we think, say, and do. The good that you desire is possible. Did you get that? The good that you desire, whatever it is, and this is why we have to get out of the idea, well, I'm not worthy. People believe that they're not worthy. And many of us, probably all of us, have done some things in our lives that we're not proud of. If we had to rewrite our history, we write that part out, we leave that part out. Or we have to live, if we could live our lives over again, we wouldn't do those things. So we're all there, we've all been there. But let us not be limited by that. So we are talking about a liberating theology. We are talking about a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling, a new way of acting, a new way of approaching life, a new way of looking at ourselves, a new way of looking at our future, a new way of looking at the potential that is within us. And it's a matter of seeing the potential that is within us. And that's within everyone, every man, woman, and child. So today we're on lesson 4 in our series entitled A New Way of Thinking, and we're talking about prayer in our book. And hopefully you read it, but if you haven't, you should read it when you go home. And if you don't have the book, you should get it today so that you can read it when you go home, to be sure. So the author on page 27 says, he says that the most common type of prayer is the prayer of supplication. And he says we have somehow reached the conclusion that the only way we can have our prayers answered is to beg God. Did you get that? To beg God. To plead with God. And this is what's taught in many churches, and many well-meaning people believe that we have to beg God. We have to beseech God. And part of that comes out of a feeling of unworthiness. He says, goes on to say, consequently, we have devised prayers that confess to God our unworthiness to receive. Our unworthiness to receive the good that we desire. And let's be honest now, raise your hand, but how many times have you wanted something and asked for something, but then questioned whether you were worthy to receive it? Hello. Many of us, if not all of us, have done it. Why? Because we go back to, well, I did this and I didn't do that, and so maybe I'm not worthy. Or sometimes you're praying for something and it's taking a long time, what you call a long time. There's no time in God's mind. But you're praying for something and it seems to be taking a long time, and you say, well, maybe God doesn't want me to have this good thing. Maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I'm not entitled to it. Maybe I shouldn't have it. Going back to that idea of unworthiness. And he says that this type of prayer is confusing. He says, it seems that we have concluded that we must fill the role of a praying beggar. A praying beggar. Again, we're talking about the old ways of living and thinking, and in this case, praying. And we're talking about, well, this doesn't even sound logical. He goes on to say that, he says, some prayers are prayers of agony. The unfortunate thing about prayers of agony is that they are often not prayers at all. They are periods, get this, they are periods of concentrated worry. Times when we give to God a recitation of our problem. How many times have we said, oh God, I've got this problem, got that, I got this bill to pay, got that bill to pay, and I'm trying to do this, and they don't listen to me, and they don't understand, and my kids this, and my spouse this, and God. We are just reciting our problem. We're going over and over them, thinking that, well, that's going to help somehow. And then he goes on to say, and then he goes, at no time during such a prayer, the prayer of agony, and just go repeating your problems, at no time when we're doing this do we demonstrate the openness and receptivity necessary for us to detect an answer which is always positive. My friends, what we have, one of the things that we have, and Jesus told us about this, is the power of our spoken word. The power of our spoken word. And there indeed is power in every word that we speak, in every thought that we think. Indeed, there's power in just our being, our feeling. Come back to that. So, we have the power of our spoken word. So, with that power in our word, we have the ability, the God-given ability to bring things and situations and experiences into manifestation in our life, world, and affairs. We are indeed co-creators with God. And we have been told that whatever we ask for, we indeed can receive. In the Gospel of Mark, and I just want to read this to you. In the Gospel of Mark, the 11th chapter, in the 24th verse, Jesus tells you, he says, I tell you, you can pray for anything. And if you believe that you received it, it will be yours. You can pray using the power of your spoken word, using the power of your thoughts and feelings. Because really you don't have to use words. And I'm reading in our bulletin, I'll get to that in a minute, but it even says you really don't need to speak the word. You have power in your spoken word, but you don't have to speak the word because the universe responds to your feelings, responds to your energy, responds to your vibrations. However, as you speak the word, as you pray for something, and Jesus is telling us, he said, whatever you pray for, if you believe that it is yours, we are talking about affirmative prayer. Jesus taught us and told us about affirmative prayer. So if you believe it, again, we have to go back. We have to make the correspondences, the correlations. We're not miserable sinners. We're not born in sin, raised in iniquity. We're not just little nothings in me or whatever. Oh, I'm unemployed. I don't have a job. I'm just working at this kind of job. I don't have an income. My income is low. I've got all these problems with me. What can I do? What can I manifest? You can do whatever you believe you can do. You can manifest whatever you believe you can manifest because you have that power within you, that God-given power. What is our theme for this year? With God, all things are possible. With God, not just you personally, you with your intellect and you with all your education and worldly possessions. No. We're talking about through the power of God that is within you, not up in the sky, not far, far away. You got to pray to a distant God and hope that that God will listen to you and hope that that God is in a good mood when you pray to him, because it isn't him. Everybody knows God is a he, right? God is a man. Everybody knows that, right? God's a man. Hello. But so when you pray to God, that distant God, you hope that He hears your prayer. You hope that he's in a good mood that day, that moment when you're praying to him. And you hope he's not too concerned and too involved with trying to solve the Mideast crisis and trying to solve world hunger so that he will be able to listen to your prayers. That's the old way of thinking. That's the old way of believing. That's the old way of acting. We're talking about getting away from that. Jesus told us that if you pray, believing that you have already received, there is no time and space and limitation in God's mind. There is only here. There is only now. So, the idea is to pray knowing and feeling that you have already received. Already received. Why? Because that which you desire, again, we're expanding our consciousness and expanding our awareness. That which you desire exists. It exists in God mind. It exists in the invisible ethers, if you will. And you know it exists because you've conceived of it. And if you can conceive of it, that means that it exists in the invisible realm. So your role, your goal, your task is to, using the power of your spoken word and the power of your thinking, to take it and transform that idea from the invisible realm to the physical material realm. And to hold fast to that dream, hold on to that dream until it manifests, until it materializes, even though it may seem to take a long time, because there's no time in God's mind. What we call time is our own creation. This is the way that we have tried to figure things out and calculate things. But there is no time in God's mind. There's only here, there is only now. So, we are getting away from the idea of having to beg God and having to plead with God. And, oh God, please, please, please do this for me because I really, really need it. No, no, no. Even though that may be the way other people pray, but we're learning that that is not the way the world, the spiritual world works. We are learning that we don't have to make a deal with God. Have you ever said, oh God, if you just do this one thing for me, I'll never, never take another drink again in my life. I'll never do such and such again in my life, God, if you just do this one thing for me. You don't do it today, I'm sorry. But we are learning that we don't have to do that anymore. It's a matter of raising our consciousness. It's a matter of realizing that Jesus told us it's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Which means God wants you to have the good that you desire. Which means that as you are in communion with God, and prayer is communion with God, as you are in communion with God, as you are in a close relationship with God, and this is why relationship is so important. We are talking about establishing a spiritual relationship, not an intellectual relationship. Yes, we read books and so on, and that's important, and that's necessary, and that's helpful. However, we are talking about going beyond the words on the page and establishing an inner relationship with that presence and power that is God. Establishing a relationship, making that conscious connection, because you're never separate from God, but you are consciously connecting to that one presence and that one power. And one of the things that Jesus said to us, again, we're learning more of the truth that we were not taught in church before. Jesus said in the Gospel of John, he said, if you abide in me and my words abide in you, you will ask for whatever you want and it will be done for you. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, my words, my teachings, my principles, my precepts, not following Jesus as God, but following the teachings of Jesus, and let his words and his teachings abide in you, live in you, dwell in you. Let them become a part of you. Then indeed you can ask for whatever it is that you desire, and it will be given to you. We're talking about taking things to another level. And I mean, Jesus is very definitive here He says you must really believe it will happen and have no doubt in your heart. Truly, truly believe that the good things that you desire, and this is why we say that you should have big dreams. Not just little dreams. Big dreams. Think big. Try God. And you will see the magnificence and the abundance and the beauty of God manifesting in your life, world, and affairs. And in our bulletin, there's a reading entitled Affirmative Prayer. It said, prayer is where spirit meets language. Of course, and this is what I referenced before, the universe does not need your words. It responds to energetic vibration. Whatever vibration you are giving off, if it's a vibration of fear, if it's a vibration of helplessness, if it's a vibration of loneliness, if it's a vibration of need, or if it's a vibration of joy, a vibration of happiness, a vibration of expectancy of your good, a vibration of abundance. The universe, God, our higher power, responds to that vibration. And it goes on and says, when we speak consciously, when we use that power of our spoken word, we release our words as if shooting an arrow at a target. And then the author goes on to say, we refrain from saying anything we don't want to see in our lives. Amen. We are talking about affirmative prayer. The Apostle Paul said that we should pray without ceasing, that we should pray constantly, continually. And the way that we do that is by keeping our thoughts high, keeping our thoughts elevated, thinking positive thoughts, speaking positive words in every aspect of our life, world, and affairs. And as we do that, then our life becomes a prayer, a positive statement of health, of happiness, of joy, and abundance, a statement that transcends perhaps whatever you may be experiencing on the outer limited realm, because this human realm, this material realm is temporal, it's temporary. It will change, but it will only change as you consciously do your spiritual work to allow it to change, to enable it to change. The Christ that is within you, that Spirit of God that is within you, is really waiting for you to release it and for you to express it. It's like money in a bank. It's waiting for you to go to the ATM and put your card in and take the money out. It's just waiting for you. Your good is waiting for you to release it. Let it go. And our reading also says that that's what Jesus meant when he said, ask and it will be given. He said, asking is not begging or beseeching, as many of us were taught. Asking is focusing our thoughts, aiming our intentions. Prayer is the time we take to focus, to align ourselves in oneness with the divine, oneness with that Spirit of God that is within us. Oneness, and we focus our attention on our oneness with that Spirit of peace, that Spirit of love, that Spirit of joy, that Spirit of happiness that truly is within us. And we align ourselves in that oneness with the divine, and we affirm that whatever we need is already ours. It's already yours. God has already ordained and preordained and foreordained that you can have it, that you're entitled to it, that it's yours, and that it has your name on it. And by you having it, you will not be taking anything away from anyone else. And the author, this statement is from the book, The 5 Principles by Ellen Davenport. And she says, this is affirmative prayer. Affirming positively, affirming in the now, knowing that you are entitled to receive the good that you desire. And our opening statement in our bulletin, let's take a look at this. Our opening statement is, I pray in confidence. Did you get that? Pray in confidence, not in doubt or uncertainty, but pray in confidence, in knowing this, knowing that the good that I desire is already mine. It has been foreordained for us, preordained for us. It's already mine on the spiritual realm. We are now working, if you will, spiritually to manifest it on the material realm. Let us affirm this statement together with feeling and confidence. I pray in confidence, knowing that the good I desire is already mine. Now let's say it as if you believe it. I pray in confidence, knowing that the good that I desire is already mine. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. My friends, this is the truth, the whole truth, and it cannot be otherwise. God bless you.